Hello and welcome to It's Not So Lonely at the Top podcast. This is a podcast for business leaders and business owners just like you. We're going to be sharing top tips on how to develop yourself personally and professionally. I'm going to be sharing updated podcasts on a regular basis, so please do make sure you subscribe, and I really hope you enjoy today's podcast. Luke, thanks for coming back on the podcast.
You're welcome. I'm excited.
I'm buzzing. Yeah. So we've just recorded a sort of a more formal sort of podcast, and this one I wanted to do as a bit more relaxed, really. So, obviously, I'm gonna drill you on stuff that I think would be most useful to me, and therefore I think hopefully it'll be helpful to the listeners as well.
Yeah.
So, I'm one of these odd people. I actually really enjoy the gym. I enjoy going to the gym. It's not really a hassle for me. That's probably unusual for maybe some of the listeners, but I kind of have this challenge around then, like, feeling like I don't want to stick to a diet. I feel like restricted by only being able to eat certain foods. And so I end up kind of caught in this cycle of trying to out-exercise a bad diet.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing you come across?
Oh, totally, 100%. I've earned it. People say I've earned it. I deserve it. You know, all that. I've worked really hard, and I'm like, well, kind of from a calorific standpoint sometimes. But if you're still overweight and not happy with your body, there's a balance issue. So I always say to people, because my clients say this all the time, and I still have to keep reminding them. Like I've got a client at the minute, actually, David. I've got about 7 David, so they won't know which one I'm talking about, but you'll know. He says, I really must get back on my diet. I said, David, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now, you shouldn't be dieting, really. You should be eating for performance.
Sure.
If you think about it, like diet and nutrition, like diet is what I describe goes in my mouth, but a diet is a plan that is restrictive. That is often incurs a severe calorie restriction. Not only calorie restriction, but actually the foods that you like to eat restriction as well. So it's not diet, it's lifestyle. It's not diet, it's nutrition.
Sure.
As well, I feel like if you're eating to lose weight or drop fat, all you need to do is eat in a deficit, really a calorific deficit, enough of a deficit. But eating for sports performance is different. Because then if you treat your eating for performance, then you're automatically thinking, right, what kind of protein do I need? What kind of carbs do I need? What kind of fats do I need? How much sugar should I need? You know, you start looking at it in quantities of that. That's a bit more appealing to me. So I find, like, if you're eating for performance, doesn't just have to be like I'm eating for an event, like I'm doing a marathon or a high rocks or a whatever it may be, right? But eating for performance could be I'm eating to perform in life. So people like who are business minded, like for example, a lot of business people will eat convenience stuff. So it'll be high carbohydrate, low protein, high fat, processed food, quick stuff on the go.
That's one of my challenges. Yes. That's one of my challenges because I'm so busy all the time.
What you probably realise, Bill Pete, is the more you eat that stuff, the more brain fog you've got. The more you hit the 2 o'clock slumps. The more you can't focus as much because you're getting the blood sugar crashes. You know, you're not feeling enough on protein, so you're feeling a dip in energy. You're feeling more hungry as a result of a higher carbohydrate, possibly processed diet, yeah? But if you're going to eat for, you know, if you're just eating to diet, then your days are numbered. You got to eat for performance, I think. Do you know what I mean? So you got to change your mindset behind that. Like, I'm eating to fuel myself right, you know, but I'm not only eating to fuel my body because obviously calories will work. You can go high rocks, you can eat loads of shit and you perform great. You know, you got the buzz. But you've got to think about the fuel, not just as performance fuel, but it's also going to be aesthetic fuel, ultimately how you look, but it's going to be brain fuel at the same time.
Sure.
When you start to understand a little bit more about your brain and carbohydrates and blood sugar and how processed food can affect you, you start to see it differently. I think the reason why I'm so consistent with my diet, because I do allow myself my weekend treats. Like I still have a pizza on a Friday, or, you know, I'll still have popcorn and chocolate on a Saturday, no problem. But then as soon as the next meal comes, I'm not having like 2 crap meals in a row. Do you know what I mean? I'm having like a healthy breakfast, then I'll have a healthy lunch, and then I'll have a treat tea. But then the next morning I'm healthy breakfast because I'm fueling for performance. I'm fueling for as aesthetics as well, because I know how I look will have a direct impact on what I eat, you know. But I do feel like it just hasn't become habitual yet. That's why you're struggling with it, because it's just like you already have habits and routine anyway. You probably still cycle the same 7-8 foods mostly for breakfast, lunch, and maybe a different tea or whatever. But if you haven't got used to it, because people think I'm always on the go, but when I came in here, I'm pretty sure I noticed the microwave.
Yeah.
So, you know, a trip to Aldi for a couple of chicken breasts, along with some microwave rice and some frozen veg that you can hide in the microwave, takes about 7 minutes to prepare. If you're in an office with a microwave and you've got a freezer or a fridge, you can always really eat healthy.
Yeah, I got you.
That's the way I look at it. Like, I work from an office, we've got a fridge and we've got a freezer and a microwave, and I'm like, I just always have the stuff in. So I just go down and make my food. It takes about 7 minutes to prepare. Yeah. And I'm good to go. And for breakfast, you know, you make the time. If you're struggling for time, make some eggs. It's 3 minutes in a frying pan. Like you boil them the night before and you take them with you. Yeah. Boiled eggs and a banana. Single ingredient, healthy, high protein food. It's pretty simple, but it's just a matter of being more organized, really, innit? Yeah.
Fair play. Okay. And then what do you say to, like, like, for example, like, one of the challenges I have is I'll eat my emotions. So when I feel stressed, like, one of the things I notice I do, and I suppose awareness is a good first step, right? Yeah. But I'm quite aware that when I feel stressed or something like that one of the first things I do, and it's almost unconscious, is I go for, like, comfort food or something like that.
That's okay every now and again, I think. I think that's absolutely fine. Everyone's an emotional eater, more or less. Everyone. People eat because it feels good. Yeah, that's the ultimate truth.
Hi, my name's Pete, and I want to thank you for tuning into today's podcast. I'm a coach, speaker, and author. And if you want to take your personal development that bit further, did you know that I offer a mastermind program as well as one-to-one coaching? If you're interested, please do reach out on peterushmer.com.
But you just need to find what feels equally as good that fills the void. So, for example, my breakfast of 6 eggs, 2 gluten-free toast, which I have every morning, I very much enjoy. Whether I'm stressed, whether I'm calm, whether I'm anxious, whether I'm hungry, whether I'm not, I'll just have the same thing. Yeah. Because I enjoy it. Sure. It's a matter of, I think, finding...
Are they poached? Do you have poached eggs? Do you have them so they're runny, or you have them scrambled?
Every day, scrambled, yeah.
Blend them and scrambled. 6. Yeah, 6 scrambled eggs and gluten-free toast. Yes. And just out of interest, obviously I hear a lot about the benefits of, like, intermittent fasting and stuff like that. Do you get involved with that, or are you always like breakfast, dinner?
Well, I fast every day, more or less, because we tend to eat our meal by 5 past 5, 5:15 every day. Okay. And then I don't eat anything else until 7, 8 o'clock the next morning. So I'm always fasting 14, 15 hours every day, which is technically intermittent fasting. Really.
Yeah, okay.
But a lot of people, I'm not sure of the actual stat, but there is a stat on it, mate. There's the majority of people, I think it's over 80% of people eat for over 16 hours a day because of snacking and everything. So from the minute they get up to the minute they go to bed, they're putting something in their mouth. Yeah, sure. Bodies, you know, it takes 24 hours for the gut to heal properly. So, you know, if you're constantly not giving yourself longer than 8 hours with food in the stomach, you know, you're constantly relentlessly pushing all that food down. You're not giving your immune system a time to recover as well. The majority of your immune system's in your gut. Your gut's very important, not only filling it with food, but what you're filling it, that type of food as well, and how it can be irritating your gut and things like that. So intermittent fasting, yes, there's many benefits to it. There's different strategies to it. Some people do 72-hour fast, 24, 16. You know, I think intermittent fasting, I probably would say is not under 12 hours. I'd probably say you'd have to call it 12 hours plus. I would imagine for that. But a lot of positive benefits on energy, blood sugar, as well after time. A lot of positive benefits on appetite, because the longer you can discipline yourself, again, first discipline at the start, but ultimately doesn't become discipline when you do it all the time. The longer you can go without food, the longer you manage without food. So the longer you can consistently go with less calories. But the disadvantage of intermittent fasting, and this is where people go wrong, and this is because there is a lot of people who do intermittent fasting, but they're still fat. they eat nothing during the day. They get home on a night and they gorge.
Yeah.
So that I hear this all the time. Or they have a little snack during the day. They don't eat breakfast, don't eat it, but they get home, takeaways, crisps,
Sure.
you know, big portions of rice, massive portion of pasta, you know, loads of chips, anything that's high calorie, because they're starving.
Yeah.
But they're not starving, Pete, because children in Ethiopia, prisoners of war, were starving, mate.
Yeah.
These people are not starving. They're just fucking very hungry. I hate when people say that. I'm starving. No, you're fucking not. Fucking children in Ethiopia are starving. Look at you. You're not starving. Like most people who say that are not starving, are they? If you were a rake and you were fucking 5 stones soaking wet, then I'd say, and you could see your bones everywhere and your ribs, then maybe. But most people are not starving. They're just very hungry, mate. But again, it works for some people. I know some people who fast 24 hours, eat one meal and they've lost loads of weight. But for some people, intermittent fasting's a terrible idea because they get so fucking hungry and agitated that they just say, right, I've ate nothing all day, everything.
Yeah.
And it's 4,000 calories in one go.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half of 4,000 calories, where it would be better to eat 5 times a day if you could eat 1,500 calories to 2,000 calories in 5 meals.
Yeah. I hear you.
Way better. So again, situational. It depends on the person, mate. It depends on the strategy that works. Depends on the life. There's lots of factors. You have to take into account the type of people, type of personality people are. But again, great benefits, but most people are looking for the magic pill or the magic thing, and they're looking at everyone and saying, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And they're looking at the people online and they're saying, this is great, that's great. What's great is what fucking works for you and what you can stick to. Why am I not doing more of that?
I love it. I love it.
There's a secret formula, actually. I'll give you this. The magic formula for success is this, Pete, right? Find what works. There's so many things work. So many, right? Thousands of things work. Great. But find what's fun to do that you enjoy, or at least enjoy 70 to 80%. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that immediately eliminates thousands of options, because most things work, but you kind of keep them up. You hate them. They're boring. That's why most people feel it's boring. Find what works that you enjoy doing. Once you've found that, oh, that's great. But also find what you can keep up and sustain. Those 3 things will change your life, because you might find what works and it's enjoyable, but it's just unsustainable because maybe it's just too far away, or it takes too much time and you're like, I wish I could do that more often. It was great at work, but I can't do it. So find the thing you can do. And then if it works for you and it's enjoyable and you can sustain it long term, you've won.
I love that. Rules for life, that, guys.
It is.
Luke, you've been an absolute star, mate. I really appreciate this shorter, hard-hitting episode around diet and nutrition and making something that works. So just remind, because that's going to be the key theme. What are those 3 key things? Make it enjoyable.
Find what works.
Find what works.
Result. Because lots of things don't work, but there's lots of things do. So that actually gives a result. Usually backed by other people doing it or science or whatever.
Sure.
Find what works.
Yep.
That you enjoy doing, or at least enjoy 70 to 80% of it. Majority of it. Because there'll be elements where you're like, I hate that part of it, but it's got to be done.
It works, you enjoy it.
And you can
sustain it.
Yes.
Love it.
Sustainability and adherence are the 2 key factors in any successful endeavor, right?
I love that. What a star. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thank you.
That's good.
There we go. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke, for coming. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Really, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us on today's It's Not So Lonely at the Top podcast. We really hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I'm absolutely delighted that you took the time to listen, and I really hope that you'll subscribe to ensure that you receive future episodes too. If you want to find out any more, please do search It's Not So Lonely at the Top podcast, and you'll find it on your favourite podcast app. Thank you.